The sound of the final buzzer means it's hangover time. So grab a drink and join your host, Alphonse Sidney, for a Miami Heat Beat post-game show.
Heat win! Heat win! This group of guys, listen, they did have Kyle tonight. They had Duncan. They had Tyler. They had freaking Strus starting at power forward. Somehow they, stopped this 2 7-foot lineup of the Patriots from getting in the paint and scoring. I mean, this group continues to find ways to win game after game after game. They've won 5 of their last 7. When all we asked them to do, I want everyone to remember this. Keep all of this in perspective. All we asked them to do was go 500 without Bam and Jimmy, right? Like, let's go back. Let's rewind the tape. Let's rewind the Twitter feeds and the Facebook posts. We wanted them to go 500 without Jimmy and Bam. Right now, they are doing better than that. They are beating teams they necessarily shouldn't beat. When they lose to a team like the Pistons with a bunch of lottery picks, yes, that team is better than them right now. But one of the things this team has figured out, without Jimmy, without Bam, without guys that can get into the paint and create for others, they have to jack up threes and they have to hit a high percentage. Tonight, once again, they broke their record for 3 points made in a game. The Heat's team record was 19 made threes like 3 weeks ago. They've met or exceeded that shit 3 times since then. Okay, Spo has come up with a game plan, and it's the kind of game plan that'll get you blown out by the Pistons, but will allow you to blow out the Pacers and beat the Bucks, beat the Bulls, beat contenders in the East, beat the Sixers. I am Alphonse Sidney, aka Alf954. Welcome into the Miami Heat Beat post-game show, Hangover Time. Go ahead and bring me out, G. No Brass tonight. Brass is on vacation, so we have G trying to fill in and doing a terrible. I'm just joking. I just started throwing shots your way right at the beginning. I apologize. Just shake your head. But we have G filling in. If you're watching live on Twitch, we love you. Go ahead, hit subscribe. Go ahead and send us bits and all that other stuff you do on Twitch. Engage in the chat. We love the chat. We try to put up as many comments as we possibly can. This is a community show. We love you guys. We appreciate your support. So we're going to engage with you guys as much as possible. Sometimes we're going to call you idiots and curse you out. G does it all the time. I do it sometimes as well. It's fun. But you guys continue to come back for the punishment. We love it. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching the replay. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And if you do have a chance, catch us live on Twitch. The chat is always lit. Kenny is here. They're about to roast his ass. You will not see the roasting if you watch the replay on Twitch. Go ahead, G. Let's find out what everybody's drinking and find out your player of the game. So we got a full motherfucking house tonight. Apparently, everybody was hyped up for the Pacers at Heat.
Marquee game.
I think we all were excited for this matchup of 2 Titans. The funny thing is, all these teams are struggling with COVID, and they got all these undrafted players. We're like, nah, nigga, that's our bench.
That's our season.
This is how we roll time. Y'all new to the dark. I was born in it. Fuck that shit. Franky, what are you drinking tonight? And who is your player of the game?
I'm drinking a pineapple kiwi passion.
Franky, where are you doing the show from 5 Reasons? What are you doing?
No, my girlfriend does.
Where's your mic ain't working? You sound like you're far away.
Hold on.
Uh-oh. We'll come back to you, Franky.
It worked for the pregame show.
Oh, shit. All right. Siobhan, what are you drinking and who is your player of the game?
We have G. Read the chat.
I am. I'm adjusting. I'm talking to them.
Yeah,
Fixed it.
Gothic red for the night. That's what we're on tonight. And my player of the game is Duncan. Shot really well, played really well. As he continues to be willing to dribble the ball and like gets more comfortable doing it, this is always all that I've kind of been asking. Like, shit opens up not just for himself but for the people around him. And so if he continues to do that when the other people come back, if he stays this type of active, they can do a few different things and add on to the things that they already are able to do. I thought he looked really good tonight.
Apparently the music is loud as shit.
Bro, I put it.
Just turn it off. Just turn it off. I like Schmeat and watching there any music.
Jesus. I was waiting for.
We're literally in the recording studio with the.
Wait a
piano
second. I
laying
literally
down the
have it up at 1. The volume's at 1.
Don't worry
Oh
about
my
it.
god!
Jay.
It's for the
100.
whole chat is like.
I asked. I was like, is this okay for the music?
It sounded fine to me. Like I heard.
100.
I'm not watching on Twitch. Frank, are you back?
I am back. My bad. It defaulted to the the computer. I'm drinking a pineapple, kiwi, passion fruit, and guava beer. It's really nice. My player of the game is Mr. 305, Udonis Haslem. Biggest
Excellent
three
nominee.
of the season. Got the crowd
Solid
hyped. It was fun. It was just a fun game to watch. I'm glad Udonis got some minutes. I love that we're shorthanded. Udonis like, all right, I'll play.
I guess.
He's like, come on. And then I just love the way the entire bench. And one thing somebody did point out is how much these guys are supporting each other. I mean, these guys are going nuts when Duncan takes someone off the dribble. I mean, they're going nuts they're going nuts for these guys because they know these guys are keeping this team above water when most people would count them out right now. The Heat beat panel looking like our entire injury lineup. We're not that good. That injury report is a solid. Like
that's a championship rotation.
I mean,
that's
exactly,
ECF.
Kenny.
that injury report is ECF.
We got too many whites for the.
Siobhan may be able to give
lineup in 5.
some minutes at the 3. They might need that.
On that
I might could give him some wing minutes.
Vic can play up, but Siobhan be solid 8 in the rotation.
A little bit of rebounding, a little bit of toughness.
Yeah, I'm gonna cuss at somebody.
Might be Spo.
Believe that.
Kenny, look at you coming in loud and clear tonight.
Okay, hold on, wait, guys. I gotta stop the show.
Yeah, you do.
Of course you do.
Yeah,
Nomadic
no,
Rambler
we're going.
has just
It's a good
gifted 20 tier 1 subs.
Yo,
Moose,
Okay, that was
what do
worth
we
it.
give the people?
We gotta hit him one time with a drip drop.
There we go. So if you're new to our show,
That was a double
because
too.
another Heat post-game show drove you away with their negativity, this is the show where we get loose and have a good time, win or lose. We argue about the team sometime, but at the end of the day, we're here to have a good motherfucking time. All right. So if you're new to the show, thank you for stopping by. We gonna crack jokes. We're gonna have a good time no matter what. And after a win, it's really fucking easy. And it's not gonna be as funny tonight because Kenny's internet is working.
Yeah.
Bad for the show.
the music's making up for it though.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
like,
say
yeah,
it's the
it
music and yeah.
Yeah.
Is the music still loud?
Yeah, it's a lot
I
of
feel
shit.
like it's
What?
increasingly
It's cutting in and out.
Yeah.
Like the CD
Everybody,
skip
but hold on.
everybody.
Chat said the volume. Chat said the volume was better.
It's peaking
We
on
in
the
the
music out.
studio.
Yeah,
with
when it was
you.
off.
I hear
Volume
it
was good
fine.
when it was off.
I hear it fine.
Yeah, no more music. We're good. We'll
We're
survive
done with
without
music.
it.
Okay.
Try
yeah.
the next segment.
Kenny, go ahead. Look at you
Shit.
coming in.
Ooh, Ricky
clear.
Smiley and David Ruffin. Yes. Hell yeah.
All right, so what I'm drinking, I'm gonna get this out the way real quick first. So Tito's and Sprite, whatever. My player of the game, like I said earlier in the season, anytime UD steps foot on the floor, being that I'm from Liberty City and we don't get a lot of NBA players, he's player of the game. I'm gonna go in a different direction though, right? Because there's been this underlying war between me and like weird Heat fans who like obsess over being right. So my player of the game is myself. I'm gonna take a victory lap because everything I've said up to this point has come true. All last season, motherfuckers is Trey and Tyler. I'm like, hey, listen, he hasn't had a break since college. Chill. Now everybody loves him, right? all season, everybody's trade Duncan, fuck Duncan. He can't shoot no more. I'm like, hey, listen, he'll get it together. Boom. Boom. Duncan's back. People are like, hey, get rid of Duncan now because Max is good. We can fucking replace him with Max. The whole time I'm like, hey, listen, there's no fucking rule against having two shooters. They went off tonight. So long story short, y'all weird for all that weird shit, pretty much. My victory lap for myself, my player of the game, UD, take me out. G.
No,
Don't sound right, but take me out.
Yeah.
You know what? You bring
Carlos
up a good
Gianna beat
point.
me to it, but keep going.
That was a hot take, Kenny. That was a hot take.
No, you bring up a good point. The fact that like when Strus plays well, we don't need Duncan. Like, how about we have both?
Yeah, like,
You know, remember that commercial?
that'd be nice.
Why not both?
Yeah.
Because honestly, when these guys are working, the way they can set each other up is pretty fucking sweet. Because
It's the first
And
game
like-
all the whites played well.
and
I mean-
why would you limit yourself to one shooter when your two best players are Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo?
Yeah.
Why would you get rid of one?
the more shooters, the better. The more
Like,
shooters,
I
the better.
don't understand, man. People's obsessing with trades and shit. I don't get it.
Or
But
their
State
salary.
Duncan,
That's the
man.
salary.
and the
Red
salary.
State Duncan is a real thing.
Stop it.
Joey,
Oh.
what are you drinking tonight, and who was your player of the game? What happened to Joey?
What happened to Joey?
We
Oh,
can't
he
have
tra-
all of us.
Costco has Joey has that Costco connection.
All these white players played well. Now Joey's internet went down. It's a conspiracy. Joey, are you there?
All right, hi guys, how's it going? Is that music still on? Sorry about that, guys. No, I'm drinking a vodka and soda in a Kirkland Red Cup. All right, not a solo. It's a K-Lind. That's what I call it. My player of the game, of course, goes to my boy Max Strus, 18-7-4. I mean, everybody wishes they had a Max Strus. The Celtics, right? The Thunder. My mom wishes she had a Max Strus. I swear, she's super lonely. Please, if there's anyone out there that looks like Max Strus, please. But yeah, Max
She's got a
Strus,
Max
shout out
Strus
him.
jersey.
Yeah, she does. She has every single one. It's weird.
It's funny that 1874 is also the last time this many white players went off in a game. Moose, what are you drinking? And you know what? Gee, can we hit Moose with the first Gaga of the game? Let him.
You
First, I
want,
want to
you
hear
want me
what
to
he's
cut
drinking.
to the segment right now?
Well, I just want the one. I want the one. I want Moose's
Yeah.
Gaga.
Do we
The
want?
only-
Okay, so
the
we
only
don't
one
need
that
we don't
matters.
need full imaging, right?
Fantastic producing.
Is
Yes,
the
you
imaging going
do
to?
the,
I mean,
I'll
that's-
do the imaging. You find the play. Go ahead, Moose. What are you drinking tonight?
Okay, first of all, you already know I'm coming in with the 100-pound jug monkey shoulder.
you have to hold
here.
it with two hands now.
I got
That's how much
two
bigger it's
hands,
gotten.
the Popeye's grip. You know what I'm saying? So then, and my player of the game. Come on, you already know who it is. I got my cereal here. I gotta hit him one time with some heroes.
It's gonna be so.
All right,
stale.
Moose. I have your
You want me to
play.
hit the imaging?
God damn it.
Let's do it. We don't need it.
No, fuck
I-
So
that.
here we go. So my guy at Drip Drop's got the ball up here. Mechanic sets the screen for him. Bond, look out, because I'm coming right down the center, and he hits him one time with a
I think I'm good.
What
Yeah,
is
you missed
Sabonis
a lot
doing
faster
on
than
this
I remember.
play? Like Kyler hits him with the head fake,
Look
and
at him, look
Sabonis
at
is
him
like
elevate, and then just lay it down.
Mm.
shout out to
Specimen.
Moose.
Let's
Shout
do that one
That's
more
it.
time, and let me hit it with a proper Gaga because I don't think Moose hit the note right.
That was like a lowercase G. I think he was using.
Yeah,
That cereal,
bonus
cereal
gets
was
lost,
really dry.
and here we go.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the first dunk from Tyler this season, like where it didn't get called back on a foul or some shit. Like I feel like he's done that a few times, and every time it's like a foul, it doesn't fucking count. That was nasty. And the whole time when I saw Tyler get around that screen and Sabonis stepped to the left, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna yam it."
Oh, we lost Moose.
We lost Moose.
Rip.
Rest in peace.
What in the hell?
Fucking
We're falling apart.
It's
like
that
the
cereal, man. That cereal is so
no!
old.
It's Kenny's internet is a fucking virus spreading.
Yeah,
around.
this
That
is-
cereal is so old it had Omicron before anything.
Yeah,
By the
I'm
way,
a
guys,
Tron, apparently.
that cereal has the booster. I mean, it's so old.
a couple things here. So we
They
have
got the booster in September.
Listen, the booster is the only thing that survived the pandemic.
Professor LBE subscribed
1
month at tier 1. Vanehype gifted a one tier sub to DeMontis Sabonis.
Let's go.
Shout out to him. Also to Roy Hibbert. He gave one to Roy. Whatever Roy Hibbert's doing, Roy Hibbert now doesn't have commercials when he watches our Twitch stream. So shout out to him.
Shout out Roy Hibbert, Parks and Rec legend.
Chief Dumologist gave out 1 community tier 1 sub.
Nice.
And Nomadic Rider gave another one. Clutch
Rambler.
Court Corner resubscribed with Amazon Prime sub. So thank you to all our patrons, our subscribers.
Thank you, Nomadic Dancer. I appreciate that.
Nomadic Dancer, I haven't even seen you in the chat before.
God damn it.
Nomadic Wrestler.
What?
Wrestler?
Why'd you get his name wrong, Joey? His name's Nomadic Rambler.
I was just making a joke.
Oh, I just
ramble on.
Well, now you upset him. Now you're fired.
Okay. Oh yeah, you do not fuck with Nomadic Rambler.
Do not say something wrong.
No one's allowed to fuck with him.
One time for the Rambler. Drip drag.
I feel like we've talked about this a lot. Like the Heat, as currently constituted, need to shoot historically great from 3 to win these games, right? And against the Pistons, they only hit 13 threes at a low percentage. The game plan seems very, very obvious. Shoot and shoot often, right? But one thing I did notice tonight with Tyler being back, they had another guy who was willing to take people off the dribble, and that the prolific shooting from 3 kind of helped them break guys down and get in the paint a little bit more. I don't know what's going on in the chat, because I'm focused on my question to Franky.
Yeah, I got you.
But outside of just the historic, once again, they broke the record again, the 3-point shooting. Did you see more of that dribble penetration? Oh, here go the shoots, Jerry.
Hey, I love how you didn't just take his camera out. We have to see him walk away.
Yeah.
Like,
it's very easy, but go ahead.
We saw a good amount of it. A lot of more driving kick action. And that was a bit. They took advantage of the 2 big lineups and Strus being guarded by a big often, and facing the drop like G said in the pregame got Strus and Duncan going, and they set the table. They took 23 threes combined between the 2 of them, 22. My bad, and they went 10 for 22, which out of 2 players is phenomenal. And then Tyler goes ahead and adds another 5 of 8. And Kyle's been phenomenal. He missed triple-double by 2 points, 12 assists a game. Again, he's been fantastic leading this group of misfits. And Gabe's been a really solid guy playing off of him. He didn't get a lot of assists tonight, Gabe, but he had a good amount of hockey assists, moving the ball around well and finding the open shooter.
He did it. Gabe did everything he needed to do tonight.
Yeah.
Everybody else was going like, why did he? I mean, he doesn't need to score. And good point guards look like Kyle and Gabe tonight both played, played that role of a good point guard where everybody's going crazy.
Yeah.
I don't need to score like that. Like there was a few times where the offense bogged down a little bit. Gabe got into the paint, did a couple moves, and that confidence, Siobhan, is out of control. With Max, with Gabe, a lot of these guys, and this time without Jimmy and Bam, their confidence is growing. And you saw that with Gabe when he would get in the lane, and it doesn't matter if Sabonis or Turner is there. He's doing little turnarounds, little fadeaways, from 4, 5, 6 feet, and he's hitting them. He's getting you relief points, and he's doing everything he needs to do in other facets of the game.
Yeah, his confidence all turned on all at once. On that 3 that he made, whatever game it was, he kicked his leg out and was called a foul. The shit went in, and from then he's like, I don't know, he's been, like you said, more confident, more I'd say loose, more less less of a burden. It feels like he's playing freer. Like you said, giving them a lot of things, relief points. His handle, I don't know if people notice, but his counters. Like when people jump out on like a hard hedge or like a high deny, his counters are really good. His handle, is good for what it is that he needs to do. And I'm just happy to see him, be loose and just playing. And he Max and even Caleb, he was in. I think KZ now too. They're all getting like really, really good chemistry. That group has a really good feel for one another. They know that the ball is going to move. If they give it up, they're probably going to get it back in the same possession. And I think stuff like that also helps highlight what it is that Kyle likes to do too.
Hey, so Professor
is Joey looking at people like it's fucking Brady Bunch?
Yeah, no, Joey's big.
What was that?
I love it.
What was that?
No, wrong way, Joe. Yeah, you got it.
There
it.
you go.
It's like a mirror. It's like a good job, Pete. Good job. While we're in the middle of a bit.
We need to do a Brady Bunch thing where Joey does that, but like my camera goes out in one of the squares.
Your camera does go out.
All the time.
So Professor, I want to shout out our subs. So Professor LBE gave out another 6 subs in addition to the one I shout out earlier.
Thank you.
Let's go.
So love you. We love our community here. I was, by the way, never asked what I was drinking tonight, but that's okay.
What are you drinking tonight, and who was your player of the game, and why was it Kyle Lowry?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked. So I'm having a chamomile tea with honey and lemon, so really nice. It's good for my throat.
Oh, it wasn't worth it. Back to the subs.
Yeah, and I have this cute mug that my friend gave me for my birthday. It was really nice. So my player of the game is Kyle Lowry because he pulled the Draymond Green tonight, double without the points. So you love to see that. Truly a floor general amongst floor generals. You know, last time.
Anyway, Kenny. Kenny, one of the things you said earlier, and I really like the fact that you were like that you pointed out the fact that the team can use as many shooters as possible. They started Duncan and Max tonight. They actually got off to a good start. I feel like those two play together very well. I'm telling you, and I think it might sound weird, but I think Duncan has watched Max in these fourth quarters, word to Moose, and has seen like what can happen when when other players start respecting your three. Jimmy and Bam aren't out there. You can do other things and just sit there and wait for the ball or try to run off of screens. Like he's getting in the lane, he's creating for others. Like I think those two have fed off of each other. I think this looks really good.
Yeah, so that actually goes into what I want to talk about also. And hey, Alf, you're good at this, man.
I am.
Because this goes exactly into what I want to talk about. So first, I'll get into just Duncan.
I'll read your tweets, baby. I know how to set you up.
And so as far as Duncan goes, so he has since last season, he would cut sometimes, he would put the ball on the floor sometimes, he'll go away from it. So now he's more comfortable. But the reason for that being, hey, I saw the discourse the past few days. I didn't say nothing because I need breaks from Heat fans sometimes. So I saw the discourse about the team's depth and how it could be an issue and whatever the case is. I saw, and we love Royal. Hey, everybody cover your ears. I would love to tamper, but Royal was on the timeline talking like freezer and shit, and like I will dance on the graves of Heat fans who are happy and all this other shit. I don't know what's going on with him, but so just in general, so that as far as that argument goes with the team's, well, being concerned about the team's depth, both sides are right? So this team does have issues with depth, but there's two different ways you can look at it, right? So we can go over the team right now, like, okay, right now this team is out most of their players. This could be an indicator of what can happen later on. Or you can look at it like guys who wouldn't get the opportunity usually are getting it now to get used to certain things. And so, okay, it's perfect. It's December, so Gabe is getting an opportunity. A few weeks ago, he looked like an NBA defender, not an NBA player. Now he's confident. He's taking pull-ups and all kinds of shit. You got Max Strus getting comfortable taking 13, 15 shots. You got Dedmon playing all these minutes. Guys are really figuring out what they can do in these situations in December. And so now, later on in the season, when everybody's back, if Bam does go out in a game 6, or if Jimmy does go out, if Kyle, whoever the case is, a Gabe or Dedmon or whoever can be like, hey, I've done this before, it's not foreign to them. And so they can step up. And it's different. It's a difference between saying if a guy goes out, I can step up and kind of make up for what he does, and actually haven't done it before. And so that's my view on this discourse has been going on. Okay, the depth can be a concern, but they're doing what they can with it. And I'm more excited now than ever because these guys now they know they're ready.
I'm sorry, Kenny, but Joey and his
that's the clearest Kenny has ever been for a speech. And we're
We
focused
cut
on
him
Joey.
halfway through.
We could have to look at Joey staring at him. No, honestly, Moose. I think
Moose, lean back.
Moose, it's on you now. I understand what Kenny's saying right now. Like when we talked about depth early in the season, we talked about these guys in relation to Jimmy and Bam for the most part, right? Like, people are like Kyle and Duncan need to step up, and a lot of us are like, well, they were paid. No, they were paid because of their roles next to Jimmy and Bam for the most part, right? Like they are really good fits next to those two players. When those guys go out, they need to step up, yes, but we're not talking about Kyle is a star, a 36-year-old star, and then we're talking about a guy like Duncan who is a glorified role player for the most part. And a lot of people are going nuts on these guys, and it's just like, chill a little bit, let them figure it out, and let some of these other guys who don't get a lot of chances, the more minutes, the more reps they get, they're getting more comfortable, and we're seeing that happen. What we really hope is that can they take these things that they've learned and these reps that they've built up, and can it translate to when Jimmy and Bam comes back? Because none of it matters if Jimmy and Bam come back and these guys start going back to standing around the three-point line and not doing anything else.
And so
Totally.
I do want to say also,
Kenny, you ain't talking enough yet?
Yeah.
I've been off like a week. I got a lot of shit to get out. So
No, fuck it. Go for it. You bought a new camera and shit. You get used to it.
Kenny takes over here.
Glitch.
and not so.
Kenny takes over.
If anybody watches this, so they know I have a real issue with people's obsession with being right, and so part of that is they don't update their views on certain things, and so depth was a huge issue coming into the season, right? When Gabe he couldn't hit a shot, when Max was real questionable and all this other shit. But now they've stepped up, they've shown that they're NBA players, they're showing that they're capable of certain things. And so I'm not as concerned about the depth now. And plus, depth is kind of a regular season issue anyway. The rotation of the playoffs is going to be like 9, 10 guys. If somebody does get hurt, somebody will sub in.
If anything, the question now is who are your 9, 10 guys?
Yeah.
When before it was like, who can we find to be the 9th guy? Because Gabe doesn't look like an NBA player. Now you're like, damn.
No, I don't know if you can sit Gabe in the playoffs.
No, you can't. But that's what I'm saying. It used to be like, who's going to be the 9th guy? Now it's like, who's going to get squeezed out? Go ahead, Luz.
Great problem.
Okay, but in fairness to these guys, myself included, I was somebody that was kind of going after Gabe at the beginning of the season. Going after Duncan when his shots weren't going down and all that stuff. But Duncan, maybe not even so much. Let's put in this conversation. Let's focus on the back end of this roster. KZ's one that we were shitting on constantly at the start of the season, okay, and deservedly so. But let's talk about why our perception of them is changing now. Because they're actually getting an opportunity with significant minutes to make a significant impact. And that's the only way guys are actually going to progress. Like, you got to go through the mud to get those growing pains and get all that. And it's a learning curve. Very few players just step into the NBA and are ready to go. The players that do that, the superstars. And that's not back end of the roster players. We got to focus on the actual what we're talking about. Back end players, they need minutes to go through that progression. They're finally getting it now. Sucks the way that we got here. I'm not happy about injuries and all that shit. But like Tiff and I have been saying throughout, this entire stretch, this is actually a really, really good thing for these guys. And we're starting to see. If it's going to happen,
we're starting to see
happen in December
off.
And not in Game 7.
Exactly. And you're right. There has to be a significant minute type of thing in order for it to work. Otherwise, if Gabe hits spot up shots, cool. We know that he can spot up shoot. We don't know that he can attack the ball. If we don't see situations where Duncan has to do other things because those Jimmy and Bams aren't there, then we don't know, all this shit that he's been adding to his, to what it is that he does too. So you're right. Like, people have to get minutes, but it has to be like an actual good amount of minutes so that they can showcase the multitude of things and not just catch and shoot.
Sometimes you got to learn that. Sometimes you got to be able to miss and not look at the bench and look and spoil. Like, get your punk ass over here. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, you got to give dudes a chance.
Go ahead,
to
Joe.
play through.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, everything does happen for a reason, and I just think that with like Jimmy and Bam going out, we know that they're gonna come back at some point. You know what I mean? It's not like an open-ended injury. So, I mean, for these guys just to kind of like, learn to gel together. I mean, if not now, then when were they going to do it?
Never. Yeah, there was
Exactly.
but that's true. There was no. There's two things that happened with the injury. When was Bam going to get 6 weeks off? Because he ain't get it. He didn't get it since he hasn't had that since the bubble. When was
he
Bam
needed it for
going
his
to get
knee
that?
anyway.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
He needed it for his knee anyway.
He needed, and exactly. When was he going to
exactly.
get 6 weeks off? It was never going to happen, right? And then the other thing that's happened is that listen, every game that I tweet about how much I hate Yurt, it's within his like first 2-3 minutes, and he looks like he's never played basketball before in his life. But listen, as you're out there for a little bit and you realize that these guys are moving way faster than they did in college and in G League, I better step my shit up a little bit. He starts to look better. But would Yurt ever get those minutes with Markieff Morris on the bench?
No.
He barely got these minutes now.
And
Right?
it's also like I was saying earlier too. It's just these are back end of the roster guys. So, set your expectations accordingly, We're not expecting them to be fucking out there leading the team every single night, but they're getting those opportunities now and they're going to learn from it and it's going to be to their benefit.
One thing I remember hearing, I forget who said it. What's the difference between Malik Monk, one game out of fucking 50, being able to drop 35, 40 on the Heat, and then disappearing for the next 3 months, between a guy like Kobe or Michael or like not even those guys? Let's just even a Jimmy or a Tatum or
someone who is consistent.
Consistency, because these guys, these bench players, these role guys, the reason they are who they are is because they are not the kind of guys that can give it to you every single night. So like Heat fans who go nuts and say, oh, they should be able to beat the Pistons. Why for you think that? Like, what makes you think? Like, look at the athletes and the lottery picks the Pistons have. Like, these are good. Like, and honestly, Siobhan does this to me all the time, and she's right. I will discount motherfuckers on other teams. I'm like, how you gonna lose to that fucking bum? But when your players are not even on that bum level, like they didn't even get drafted at that bum's level. Like, what are you expecting night after night? Like, these guys are, the thing is, they're giving you so much, right? And that's the thing as a fan. Let's get away from numbers. Let's get away from analysis. As a fan of this team, night in and night out, like, these guys are busting their ass for you. Like, fucking all that ass Kyle got, he's busting all of it.
He's got a lot of ass.
He's giving you 38 minutes plus a game right now at 36 years old. You guys think Kyle came here to give you that shit? Kyle thought he was headed towards his retirement. Oh, I got Jimmy, I got Bam, I got Tyler, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be all right. I'm going to do my little 32, 33 minutes. He has been playing over like 39, 40 minutes a game for a month now.
Yeah. Kyle running around all month of December like, Jesus, the fuck, guys?
That's why he's so angry at the refs all the damn time.
That's what I was saying. That's like what you just said. That was what I mean when I say like night after night, Miami's probably going to be the lesser of the team with regards to talent. Like other teams have these high lottery picks. They have these freakish wings, these crazy bouncy, athletic dudes. And so, so the nights where Miami doesn't bring in an effort and like the intangible type of shit is when, people get upset because it's like being realistic. Like you don't have the kind of margin of error that these other teams that this, high draft pick type loaded teams have. So you have to bring it night in, night out. Like you said, they have been. I really, really don't understand why people were upset with the loss the other night. Like, I get upset with a lot of shit. I was not mad about it. All of them were tired. As a team collectively, they were due like one cool little game for a letdown. Had they come out tonight and shot the bed, then I would have tied the two together. But I didn't feel that coming into this game. And so I don't get the fucking outrage over the other loss. Being mad, there's a bunch of other shit to have been mad about. And I don't understand why people have
so weird.
Can I say a quick thing, Alf, before we – yeah.
But Frankie wants to say something.
Go, Frankie.
Don't hog all Frankie's time.
Frankie, you go.
They're still treating the expectations and the team like they're the big three. Like we get some talent on the team again, and we have the same expectation.
Thing.
How do you lose to this team? We're not going to out talent team like that. LeBron can't just sit the first half out and go through the motions and then turn it on the third quarter. We hit a 22 run like that. This isn't that kind of team. They don't have the stars like that. The stars are all grifters. None of these stars are gonna go on a 15-0 run by themselves like we saw and should completely destroy a team on both ends.
How could they lose the game? Who's gonna take over the game right now? Are you mad that Max Strus didn't take over the game?
Gabe Vincent didn't hit 3 straight threes? Like, come on.
Casey, like outside of Tyler Herro, like who's the fucking boss on that court? Come on, let's be honest.
But to add to Franky's point too, like I think first of all, people just forget what happened during the Big Three era and just think they went undefeated or some shit. They lost to so many trash ass teams during that time. Because it's difficult to get motivated for that. And even with our guys being lesser, okay, quote unquote, this team's on a 14-game losing streak, whatever. Let's go out there. And we're tired. I know that. But also, it's difficult to get motivated for that shit. Also, people just forget it's the NBA. Like,
here's where I will argue with you, Kenny. These motherfuckers do not have any room to not get motivated.
That's the whole point. The Big Three teams could be unmotivated for a half. Them niggas had Hall of Fame otherworldly talent.
Turn it on for a minute. And it's like, oh, it's LeBron James. It's okay. They're all right.
I think the thing that we don't talk about enough is that like these guys get really tired because they're so short that they're asked to do so much, and they're just that stuff adds up on a road trip in the cold at the end of it. I get it when these
the fourth game of a road trip in December in Detroit,
bro.
And some of these guys are not supposed to even be in a rotation. Now they're playing 30 minutes,
and these guys aren't used to playing this much basketball. Like at least Kyle is.
Great point.
That is a huge point, and I'm glad you said that shit. Like these guys have not been doing stints in the G League where they get 40 minutes a game.
Ever played this much basketball?
They're getting rebounds for everybody else.
Dog, do you think Deadman's a fucking pro?
Yeah. This is their workout most nights.
Yeah.
Casey's getting looked at the bench.
Good job, baby. Good job.
Right here. Good job, buddy.
I don't even know how they wear these jerseys for so long. Are they supposed to be this tight?
No.
They're like really suffocating.
You know what my problem with your jersey right now, G, and I'm gonna say it in front of everybody. I probably shouldn't. You just bought that shit and you ain't buy your size.
I know.
I know, like you had, like, listen, we all done been through some things in COVID.
Jersey.
Like some of these shirts, like some of the shirts I'm wearing, I'm glad they black because shits don't fit right like they used to. I don't wear the white shirts as much as I used to. But you just bought that jersey. Why you ain't buy your size, man? Like, is it for the bit? Which I appreciate. And then he froze. Look at that.
He pulled the cable.
He just hurt his feelings.
He didn't freeze. He was just.
I'm sorry.
Gee, we didn't forget you're supposed to get the haircut too.
I'm scared of getting a haircut. I don't want to. I did get the haircut. But I can't get another one. I'm not going out. But we have GAGAGAGA and we have a couple of things to get to, bronze breakdown, bunch of stuff. But I just want to, Joey, I want to give a shout out to you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Joey. Yeah.
You're on the quarter.
Hey,
that's huge, dude.
The same.
I'm really happy. You didn't tell us.
Yo,
please make that your album cover.
I just want to say,
I actually have Joey's actually on. He's joined the Gorillas. You know that mid 2000s band. Bro, congratulations.
That is great.
That's a good one. That shit was fun.
That's a good one.
G on his brand shit tonight.
That does not make me feel good ink. Does not make me feel good ink.
I have to make up for the music. You know what I mean?
I was wondering what because G was looking off to the side. I was like,
I was pen
Next time,
Joey.
take yourself out. Next
I
time,
thought you were looking at anime or some shit.
God, with the weakest chin. I know I got a weak chin, but damn. Can I see it again just one more time? Oh my god! Look at
that is a bad chin. That's not his chin. You cut his chin.
You know what? You kind of like
I did not cut his chin.
You cut his chin. His chin ain't that bad.
No, I might have that, guys. Let's.
You're looking like Kendall Roy. No, that's you got
it's defined there.
You got a strong jawline.
Chiseled.
No, it's weak. Shut up, my
dad.
Ben
Affleck.
I mean, did I cut the chin or not? That's the original.
Oh, you got him.
That's like the Pruder film. That's like you messed with it or something. I don't know. That's really
big. Like a Bob's Burgers character.
I appreciate that. I do appreciate that.
You did.
I want to read the comments, but I don't want my feelings to be hurt.
Like I just hurt G's feelings with the jersey size. I apologize. I just want you to come on here looking fresh.
I got a Thinspiration jersey.
Okay, well,
is that the
new? It is tight.
Is that the new colorway? The Thinspiration?
If you come back here next year and that shit still fits the same, we're gonna be like,
oh no, yeah, we're out here.
right, should just got the jersey your size.
So do we have time for Gaga? I know
let's go for Gaga. Actually, let's go for Bond's breakdown first because the chat's asking for it.
Oh, hold on. Let me break it down so it can forever and consistently be broke.
For tonight, 2 offense, 2 defense. Some good motion on offense and kind of playing through broken down plays.
The play.
And no, not yet.
At least I could do something about it.
And then zone. My feelings about their zone defense and whether I like it or not. Go ahead. You can play the first one. So Tyler's going to cut inside of your pause. Kyle clears. All right, go ahead. So they're setting up. All right, and pause here. So they're trying to bring Duncan off of this stagger between Yurt and Tyler. Is Karis LeVert 22? I think that's Karis guarding him. Yeah. He's playing him super high, like wholly cutting off the angle that Duncan wants to come off for the zone. Part of Duncan's maturation and continued growth should be learning to like still use him being played that way and cut below them, cut between, like come off of the screen on the bottom side between Tyler and Duarte and kind of like cycle back around, find himself open. But he doesn't. He manages to come up to the top eventually. Go ahead. And then cuts back. And then the play kind of breaks down. And then good drive, head fake, 1 dribble, mid-range. That's it. All that he needs to like work on, not all. Something that he definitely needs to continue to want to do. Go to the next one, G. So Casey's
as soon as he hit that mid range, I was like, "Oh man, Siobhan loved that."
I did too.
As soon as he did that, I was like, "Oh,
I love this play."
It.
So yeah, I enjoyed this too, but they found themselves in a sticky spot. But they managed to play out of it. Let it play again. KZ cycles through. Yurt's going to set a screen and then sets it again from the other side and roll. Not too much happens from there. But this is just being heads up. Like when Duncan starts this drive here, pause. I'm sorry, keep going. When he starts his drive here, on the baseline, you're taught to like cut to the corner so that baseline, like along the baseline pass is there. He has no one in the corner. KZ continued to go, but he made a really good cut when the defender's heads were turned. Being aware, go ahead. Being aware and just, staying alert. Go ahead. No, this is what it looks like when Brass takes time off. The opening play, right? Pause.
What did I do?
Not you. Keep going. Start from the beginning, please.
You took it with your phone. We know that. We could see it.
Oh, he did?
Pause.
So does Brass.
They don't look like he had a better phone,
Pause,
I guess.
G. So
he doesn't have a Motorola Razr.
Hey, that's a good phone. Fuck you.
He really looks nice. Get the Nokia.
So Miami's in the zone. Indiana had it unbalanced, and then they are going to continue to run, and then they end up like playing themselves back into balance with the zone. Go ahead. But what stuff like this, playing too high, someone has to account. Pause. Someone has to account for that person in the middle. Is of my opinion that Devin should have flashed up, at least touched him, so that he doesn't make Gabe have to check down, turn himself all the way around to get back out. In doing that, Max has to come up. That could have gone to the corner. Go ahead. Just some stuff in the zone. Soft in the middle again, and then, a drive. And then the last one, the zone again. And yeah, kind of just like not tagging people. Pause. So now they're unbalanced. They have 2 to the ball. Max is kind of guarding no one. Go ahead. Zone flashes middle. Someone flashes in the middle of the zone. And just like not, boom. Unaccounted for, Gabe has to sag down and come back out. Unaccounted for again. Dedmon, I think, should step up and, kind of not let that get, so deep of a roll. But go ahead. You can take me out. I liked a lot of what they did. It was a really fun game. A lot of good stuff on offense. The zone and the man was really good tonight. Just always some places we can tighten up a little bit.
I do think they fixed a lot of stuff in that zone later in the game.
So where do you want? Nice try.
Takes a while.
So somebody had a question for Joey. Did Joey's mother have another one of her friends move in by any chance? Because it looks a tad cramped in that garage. Is that true, Joey?
Okay, so the car wasn't here. It was here last night. It is not here anymore. I don't know what happened to it. My mom couldn't drive me to work today. It was a big deal. Yeah. And I sit in the back.
I was about to do.
Shocker was that you had a job.
Speaking of the shocker.
Whoa.
No,
hey, yo. Sorry. I honestly wanted to go to GAGAGAGA next, and then G just bailed on me.
Hi.
You brought the music back.
I can't tell if G's working.
Nightcrawler.
I love the fact that he comes into the music comes back. And
That's what I laughed at.
Well, I forgot. Do we want what happened or nobody cares?
No, we want to know what happened.
I mean,
I've had to go to the
And he
bathroom
popped back in the wrong spot.
since like the beginning of since the end of the fourth quarter. So I just ran as soon as I could, and I came scurrying back.
The producer
You
went
didn't wash
pee in
your
the middle of the
hands, is what you're
show.
saying.
I know. I had to go so bad that
Brass
I
would
was
have
just
peed
like,
himself.
I just got to get through
Brass
Bond's
has a
breakdown.
Gatorade bottle under his desk. I just wanna let
Where's
you
the
know that.
diaper? I think.
And he would have left the music on.
Yeah.
I'm not Brass. This is what you get. I'm the
Civil rights
KZ I'll call up
antagonist.
Brass.
No, somebody said
That's true.
Joey has civil rights movie antagonist chin.
Yeah, it looks like
That's better,
I'm really upset about the water fountain situation, I guess.
Like you just beat the shit out of Denzel Washington. Let's go to our GAGAGAGA of the game. Several people are pointing out that there's no way G washed his hands in the amount of time.
That's
he's
what I
been
just
gone.
said. So you telling me?
That's why we're in a pandemic.
You don't
Yeah.
wash your own hands in your own house, do you?
Old typhoid
Yes,
Mario. The Joey said you don't wash your hands in your own house.
No. I think that was Kenny's camera said that.
Let me go over to Joey's house. He offered me a glass of water. I'm like, bitch, get that nasty shit out of my face.
Got my fingers in the glass.
Offer it to you
let's-
like this. Here, bud.
I'm like, nah, I have a bottle in the car.
So does my mom.
Casey
The most
had
impressive
some nice-
thing.
Casey had some nice minutes tonight. Didn't do
Yes,
anything
he did.
that he shouldn't have done. Like he just did what he's
Very
supposed
excited.
to do.
16
Here he
points.
goes underneath the rim. Gah-gah-gah-gah-gah-gah. I don't know who he did it on somebody's bitch ass. One more time, real quick. I just love when Casey does it. When he
Very
doesn't
different
dribble
players.
that much. Like one dribble, that's all you. Thank you, KZ.
The most impressive thing was that he didn't travel when the guy jumped.
No,
I knew he would. I swear to
I was
God, he was
waiting
going
for
to
it.
travel.
I thought so too.
The most
I knew
impressive
he was
thing
gonna
was that those four dribbles around the 3-point line, because usually he falls in that situation. Let's go back to the beginning.
Careful.
He gets the ball and look how many dribbles without
Yeah.
falling.
Normally stumbles there.
Yeah, very impressive.
So proud.
But I mean, honestly though, and like this is no bullshit, I am so happy for him. You could see his confidence
Yeah.
growing on the court.
Yeah.
Like really, he deserves this.
Also, the fact that he's raising his trade value.
Well, and that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
You know,
And
he
I'm
has
gonna
some big
remove
stats.
those protections on that second
there we
round
go.
pick,
There we
baby.
go.
Anyway,
Got 99 problems with Indiana ain't one.
let's go to the next one. The much maligned.
Oh, this is a Tyler
Oh,
one
here we
again.
go. So we get the screen. It's coming down the drain, and I gotta hit him one time with a.
One clip. We already did this
Enough
one.
of that.
Right here. All over DeMontis. whatever
Turkey
his name is.
dinner.
That was very yurty.
Demonis.
DeMontis Sabonis.
They're definitely yurt.
I mean, these are like there's certain times where like that pass would have went over Yurt's head because he didn't know he had a jump. So there are just things that, and you see what quarter it's the third quarter. He's played minutes. Like once he starts getting comfortable, man, like
Yeah.
Yurt starts feeling like, oh man, like that guy that we were excited about in summer league. But
You
man,
talk
his
about him
like
like he's a-
initial minutes out there,
Yeah.
He's a Mario player. Like
Brush the urine
forgot
off
he had
your
a-
shoulder with KZ.
His hair is magical. It doesn't even move when he dunks and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, it looks great. I want to know what he's using. I got to know what he's
No,
using.
seriously, whatever product he's doing,
got-
should be. A
Please
sponsor.
let us know.
Yeah. Sponsor the show too.
I thought.
Did y'all see when? Wait. Did y'all see when Kyle was at the free throw line, and like he turns around to Yurt to give him 5, and Yurt looks like, "What? Huh?" Like, he was so surprised that Kyle wanted to shake his hand. Kyle's like, "Come here, motherfucker."
National
He's
TV
like,
game.
"Ready?"
Come on.
He's
I gotta
like,
show off my
"Yes."
leadership.
He's like, "Yes, you're part of this team. I don't care what I
Lock
say
it
to you in the
in.
locker room. Like, you're part of this team. You're on the court now."
You got me the blue Gatorade this time, right? Because you got me the yellow last time.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, blue Gatorade's so much better than
You have to work from under Brass's desk. Go ahead, G.
I thought some of yours passing today was really good. I think just kind of just from SPO teams they like bigs kind of passing off of cuts and off of elbow and low post sets. So credit to him for I think it's a difficult system to play for if you're a big, because you're asked to you're asked to screen and roll, and you're also asked to play make with some off ball action. And I think naturally, I think bigs tend to not look good in SPO's system unless they're like veteran, really good bigs, unless you're Bam, right? And even Hassan, the only time he ever looked competent was here. So shout out to your
So OG, you do have another because
I have the
because
the
I
play.
bag on Yurt so much. Let's go ahead and show a play that I was really like. I love this from Yurt. Look at that shit. Like that is a player that's confident and like the. Honestly, I don't know if the game could slow down anymore for Yurt.
Good job by Duncan for not like giving up on the
I'm just
play.
happy for Duncan. That's a good cut.
The awareness is trash. Yeah.
Because like he probably warmly would have like run back on defense, pissed that he missed a shot.
And look at him; he's still mad that he missed it afterwards.
Yeah.
He's like, "Fuck me." But you didn't
probably
give up on
exactly
the
way
play.
he said it too.
That's definitely what he said.
No, fucking no. It was fucking.
Darn it!
Fucking A, bro.
Darn it!
I usually make those.
Why did that
Golly
sound like
gee.
Aaron Reed? Did y'all
Gee
do
whiz,
the,
bro?
Did,
Get it
did,
together, champ. Sorry.
did y'all do the TNT broadcast tonight or the Bally?
I switched over to TNT.
I did
for the
TNT.
second
I did
half.
TNT. I mean, Stan and Harlan are a treat. Which
Yeah, I gotta give Stan Van Gundy credit. He's like one out of 3 niggas in national media who know what they're talking about. So I gotta salute him.
Been saying the same thing.